Item of business is minutes from the past meeting.
Move to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
I think I had some corrections on there.
Okay. Shoot.
Never mind, it's the full council. It's all fine.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I'd like to introduce Neil Soltis. Neil is our new financial officer. He's starting tonight, so welcome, Neil.
Thank you.
We have our claims. Everybody had a chance to review those? Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve in the amount of $440,768.94.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Roll call vote, excuse me.
Bernard,
Yes.
Morissette,
Yes.
Vanslo,
Yes.
Burhill.
Birchall? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now we have application for operator's license. We have two for regular operator's license from the period of 8/2 to 8/2/11 to 6/30/13. David Barr and James Hanson. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there-
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Then we have a temporary operator's license to be used 9/24 to 9/25. Andrea Jorgensen and Kimberly Heineman. This is for the St. Croix Arts Festival. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We now have an application for Carboni's Pizza for a Class B beer and Class C wine license for 207 Second Street. I think everyone is aware that we had, Nancy, you can come up, but we had Dolce that did not renew and Colati's did not renew. So we have two available beer licenses.
Right, the Pilates was approved, but they declined having it be issued to them, and they sent us a letter in writing that they declined having that, and their building inspection wasn't completed, so those two licenses were available then.
Did we get anything in writing, or did it was just verbal?
It was sent by email,
Okay,
yeah. And then we did send a certified letter to the home address of the license holder, but that was returned to us today and not picked up at the post office. Then just one other thing I wanted to point out, the issue sheet that I sent out has, it's addressing both of the applications, and it says that the wine license was approved for Anton's on June 20th, but that was when it was renewed. The original license was approved on May 16th, just to clarify that.
okay. We have two licenses available, and there's two requests tonight to fill both of those licenses. Any discussion on the first one, Carboni's?
I'll move for approval.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
I just need to point out, too, that we needed contingent on the completion of the building and fire inspections and the restaurant certificates.
Yep.
So moved.
Okay. Is that okay with the seconder? All right. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Second one is for Anton Creole Mason Restaurant. Diane, could you come up to the front, please? One of the things I have a couple questions for you. We approved your wine license on May 16th, and we have a requirement that you have to be open within 90 days. That would be May or June, July. Are you going to be open in 15 days?
No, sir.
Okay.
I have my calendar with me. I can tell
Okay.
you when we're going to be open.
This isn't really on the agenda, the bit about the wine license, I don't think.
Nope, you're right. It's
And so
beer and
I
wine.
think it's good
Okay.
to notify her, point out that requirement, but we can't really discuss the merits of that.
So that,
issue on
okay.
tonight.
So then I will ask you, when do you expect to be open for this class beer license?
Get my calendar.
Sure.
In the event she has to surrender that and reapply.
correct?
There's a
We have to go through the
procedure,
whole-
we need to, it would go on the next council agenda, because it's like
Sure.
the next day, and the council can discuss it and consider what to do. You have to give the licensee notice and so forth, so. we
Is
just
it like
need
an
to go-
extension?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not,
Okay.
well, discuss it, you just look at the ordinance, I mean, it's good that she knows of that requirement, but substance-wise, we should discuss it at a later meeting.
September 9th.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any discussion?
Okay, so as far as an effective date,
Well, this license
This is
is a
just the
separate
beer.
application.
yep. So it's the
So-
same thing, 90 days
Correct.
from the time
Yep.
we issue it?
Yep.
Okay, so we're fine.
Yeah, on this
Okay.
license, yeah.
So you're looking for a motion on the
Yep.
beer? I'll move for approving Class B license for Antoine's Creole Mason and contingent on all the particulars.
Restaurant,
Inspection, restaurant, fire
I'll
inspection.
second that.
okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have an application from the Hudson Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau for a temporary Class B retailer license to sell beer September 24th and 25th of 2011 at the Spirit of St. Croix Arts Festival in Lakefront Park. Nancy, you have anything to talk about there?
I don't have anything specific to bring up about the beer license. Everything is in order.
Okay,
Move for approval.
is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Application for Angie Amundson for taxi cab driver's license, Kilimanjaro. Everything in order, it looks like, and Marty has signed off on it.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Review bids and award contract for the 2011 mill and overlay project. Tom or Dennis, who's going to be our spokesperson today? Talk about this. Or Lori, do you want to talk about it?
No.
Okay,
I'll
Tom, you're
defer to
on.
the experts.
Sure. The city did receive the bids back from the mill and overlay projects. During the discussions, though, we, I guess to start over again, the base bid, we did the bids, we did a base bid and then 8 alternates. So we were committed to choosing a contractor for the base bid, and then we're going to see what the bids came in at, and then choose what alternates that we could afford. After the bids were received and the low bid was determined, Monarch Paving was the low base bid, then we decided to consider adding the monies that we had set aside for the crack filling and street maintenance projects, and to approve all of the alternates at that point. So we will do the base bid for all the mill and overlay and the 7 alternates. That came to like a little over $400,000, $405,000. Although the one bid for the mill and overlay in the parking lot, those monies will come from the parking utility fund. So it looks like we'll probably have around $27,000 to $30,000 left over, but we still have to take the engineering fees out of there and other costs that we might run into after we mill and overlay for some patching that we just don't know until we get it milled. The only thing I would ask that if there are any monies left over at that point, if we could return those to the maintenance program fund, and maybe we could even do some late season crack filling or some type of maintenance work with whatever money would be left over.
Tom, the lakefront park paths, That also would be deducted, right?
I think Devin, we talked a little bit about that. That's still, if we could take it out of the parking, or out of the park fund, or we could just take it out of the general mill and overlay project, I don't know. I think we,
I thought we had talked about it coming out of the park fund.
Tom indicated that was for a different project. That was, maybe you can explain. I did ask Tom
Oh.
about that.
this, there is another project that we're gonna do down at the bathhouse walking path. This is paths that are down by the lakefront, band shell that are eroding and washing away, so.
So why would that not come out of parks?
Well, it could, but the original, when I asked Tom about it, the original intent was for the path further down, so he suggested that it come out of this, but it can't come out of that other fund.
It certainly could.
Do we have any money left in that? In the park
Money in
fund?
the park fund, yes.
Plus, we haven't bid out that other project yet. I think we have $35,000 for the pathway
Was that,
behind the
Tom?
bath.
Which bid was that?
The 13,
That's 13,000?
Not part of this. The 35 Tom's talking about, that's a separate project.
Yeah.
right.
That's the 13,000.
Right.
You could take, if you so choose, you could take 13,000 out of that 35, it'd be 22, you know.
So that
the
would be
remainder of the project.
So that would be 56 off of this total. So we'd be looking at like 370.
Could do it that way, too.
Yeah.
That would be my,
I would think that's a good way to do it.
I would agree. I think it should come out of the park fund.
Then we can use that 13 and 20 some for patch filling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's not lose sight of that project that you're talking about, though. That's
Oh,
been,
we have park funds to use,
yeah.
right?
The washout,
The washout behind the
Right.
bathhouse, we've been trying to do that for a couple of years now, but I guess we'd have $22,000 left. I'm not, we haven't,
okay.
we're still getting some design and costs for that.
Yeah. Is that, would you like to make, is there any other questions? Would you like to make a motion, Lori?
Sure.
Or someone?
sure, I'll make a motion that we approve the bid for Monarch paving at 426,172.90. And from that, we deduct the bathhouse parking lot at 4379.95, and the lakefront park paths, $13,054. With the balance of the funding going to the crack fill, seal coat, flex patch improvements.
So that's roughly 240,000 after we take all those other two out.
No, it's 370.
370, it's 370 something.
Well, we take 130 out of crack filling.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Yeah, when you take that out.
Yep.
Okay.
Question, you're awarding the contract for the full
Yes.
amount, and then
Correct.
just deciding what
What to do with
budgets
it.
to
Yep.
take, to- okay.
I will second the motion.
Okay.
Do you want a solid number?
Is there any other discussion? Is that clear as mud? Does everybody understand what we're talking about? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Tom, you might as well not go too far. Next one is consider storm sewer repair on Fifth and Elm.
2.5 weeks ago, we had the heavy rainfalls, and we've developed a lot of issues with our stormwater system. One was this area. After reviewing some of the damage after the waters went down, there's a manhole, or I should say a catch basin in that area that's very dangerous and eroded and in need of repair. So it was brought to the Public Works Committee that we take a look at this project and a manhole up on 9th and Pitt Street, and try to get these repaired as soon as possible.
Is this the one on the north side?
North side.
That was having trouble tonight with the rain.
And that, and also it has a homemade grate that's not up to code, and it's very dangerous for anyone that would drive a bike over it and things like that, and it's something that we should address as soon as possible.
Okay.
I'd make a motion that we approve it, with the funding source being our contingency funds.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
It's my understanding we haven't touched them
Nope.
at this point, so.
I think it's a good use of our contingency fund. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The next item on the agenda is consider the storm sewer at Ninth and Pitt. And that's a little more, that's almost $9,800. Same kind of issue we have there. Is that the one we were looking at, Tom? When I
Yeah,
drove
and
up?
it's to the point where it definitely needs some repair. The curb and gutter is washed away, there's holes in the manhole, and it's such that we don't really have the equipment to get that deep to get it fixed.
Okay.
And being that deep, you need a bigger backhoe than we have, so I think it would be better if we contracted this project out also.
Okay, is there a motion?
Make a motion to contract out the repair on Ninth and Pitt for $9,780 to Zappa Brothers.
Is there a second?
I'll second that. Also on a contingency?
The contingency, yes.
Devin, we have 100,000?
129.
Okay.
What was originally in the budget.
Okay. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Tom. Item 11 is the Hudson Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau application for a special events permit for the Arts Festival on 9/24 and 9/25/2011 in Lakefront Park. I think you have the sheet, issue sheet in front of you. Anybody have any questions? Nancy, if you could, we've lowered the liability limit on this. We've done it for the boosters, we've done it for these folks also last year, didn't we?
Yes, we did, and there's also a Ragnar race group too that we've reduced it for that group as
Okay.
well.
Anybody have any questions or concerns about this? We're lowering the requirement from $3 million per occurrence to $1 million, plus we get $1 million umbrella.
I'd like to see it on our next agenda, because either we identify certain, maybe we can't, identify certain functions or events that we don't have to go through this process. Every year they're coming up asking for a permit.
Oh, on the insurance?
It's
So
an
whether on the
ordinance,
next
isn't it?
agenda or whatnot.
Sure.
Okay.
And then, have some history brought back to us for the reasoning.
So you're saying some recurring events like booster days,
Yes.
this event?
Yeah.
Just maybe identify some, but I think for new events, we'd have to,
Well, we need to look at the
Review them.
rationale and
right?
Yeah.
so forth.
Okay.
But I'll move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other discussion?
Is that going to be designated as a community event then?
Yes.
Yes.
And with the pre and post inspection of the grounds?
Yes. Is that okay with the motion, Randy?
that's what I
Second?
said.
Yeah.
Can I just ask a question of Tom? So, wanted to ask just about the whole barricade and cones, and are you guys going through that form ahead of time? I realize for some of the events, this is the first time that they're dealing with that. Has all
Why don't
that
you
been
come up to the front,
addressed?
Tom, so we can, if you would, please.
Yeah, as they come out and fill the permit out, they can come and request what they need, and then we'll give them a price of cost estimate. And then the other thing that I've kind of tried to do for events in the park is that I get together with the event coordinator or chairman, and we'll have a checkoff list. We'll inspect the park prior to the event. And then after the event, we'll inspect the park again and see if everything's okay, that's fine. If there's some damages, then we can review those damages and see what has to be done to correct any problems.
So that's all being done separate from this sort of permitting
Yeah.
process? Okay.
So two
Great,
different
thanks.
things that we'll probably be looking at for events now.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All in favor?
Hi.
Motion carries. Okay, is there any other items on the agenda that we should be adding to finance for our next finance meeting?
room tax, if we have it?
Yeah,
It'll
Should
be
be here.
I'll find out from Kathy, if it'll be available, because they were due today, so we'll see how quick.
Okay,
I'll mention that to Kathy.
okay.
And then the wine license issue.
Mhm.
And credit card processing.
Excuse me?
Credit card processing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.